My guest today is Marian. Hi, welcome to my podcast. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing
I'm
today?
doing good too. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
I wanted to ask you, where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from Spain, from Madrid, the capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about now? Where are you right now?
Where am I now? I am in Porto, in Portugal.
Okay. So why did you choose to move to Portugal?
That's a really good question. Well, actually, in between, I've lived in different other countries, not just
Okay.
Portugal.
All right. So let's ask me then this question. So why did you wanted to leave Spain?
Yes, okay. So I left Spain, I think it was almost 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to United Kingdom in Wales. I went straight to Wales and I left because I was doing tourist management course and I really wanted to work in hotels, but I wasn't able to speak English. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, let's go to any English speaking country, and obviously United Kingdom is really close to Spain, so it's like,
Sure.
okay, let's do there. And my goal was to go only for 3 months. Let me tell you that.
Oh yeah, of
I was
course.
like, I'm going for 3 months. I'm gonna learn a bit of English and then back to Spain, find a job. That's how everything started.
Right. Uh-huh. And then how long did you end up there?
I stayed there 11 years.
11 years. Okay, long time. But my question was like, how was your English after 3 months? But okay.
It wasn't as good as I thought it will be.
Yeah,
In
take
my
some
in my
time.
mind, I had the expectations that in 3 months I will, I could speak, I could understand, I could do so many things, but I just couldn't. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't. 3 months is not enough. It wasn't a realistic expectation. We're gonna be
Okay.
honest. So I
Yeah.
stayed a bit more.
Okay, so and why did you stay longer? I
Well,
mean,
I
why
stayed first of all because I knew I needed to learn more English and I need to stay
English? Uh-huh.
longer. Yeah,
Sure.
that was the initial goal. And then after a year, actually, I tried to go back to Spain. Like I literally took all my things, took a plane, and went back to Spain to try to find a job, but I couldn't find any job. And then I
Mhm.
got calls from different jobs in the UK. So I was
Oh.
like, okay, well, let's go back to UK.
Uh-huh.
And then I just found really good jobs. I found, friends, and it just one thing after the other. I moved to from in within the UK. I moved to different cities, work in different
Right.
hotels, and I saw the UK has a lot of opportunities for work if you really put the work.
Mhm.
While Spain is a bit different in that regard.
Ah, okay.
So it really opened a lot of doors for me. So I decided to stay for a
I
while.
see. Okay. And you said you bounced around through to different cities
Yeah.
also did
I started like my first place I went was Cardiff in Wales. And then
Mhm.
from there, I went to like a small towns, kind of like near London, but never in London. And to different Basingstoke as well, different places. And then I went to Oxford, where I stayed there like 4 years in Oxford. I think it's
Okay.
the longest I stayed in one place, or
Mhm.
almost the longest. And then the last place I was in the UK was a place called Norwich, which is in the east side in the coast of England.
Okay, and then why were you then fed up with England? Or maybe like, or I don't know. Or why did you decide to leave England?
Yes. Well, in between, I actually lived 1 year in Japan, but then I
Ah,
went back to
uh-huh.
UK.
Okay.
And I went to Japan because I basically left my hotel job. I was managing a hotel as a
Mhm.
general manager, and I left and I studied at a university in the UK, translation with Japanese, Spanish, and English.
Okay,
And
cool.
part of the degree was like 1 year abroad.
Oh,
So
it's
I
not
went
bad.
a year to Japan. No, it's great. I
Yeah.
went just because of that. So I
Yeah.
went 1 year to Japan, and then I went back to UK, graduated, COVID happened, all these
Right.
things. And then I created my own business, which allowed me to travel and work online. And that's
Sure.
why I decided, okay, it's time to make a move.
Okay, so what is it what you work?
Yes. So at the beginning, I work in different places. Now, what I do is I have an online business. So I'm a business online coach. So I help other entrepreneurs to set up their businesses online, and I help
Uh-huh.
them to create courses and group programs to expand their businesses. And I do
Ah, that's
everything
great.
online. Yeah.
All right. And what is it called? Just for the listeners to look you up.
Oh yeah, of course. So I mainly am always in Instagram. If anyone wants to contact me, it's Marianne. So my name and then dot business coach.
Okay.
Easy to find.
Easy to find, and I'll also put
Yeah.
it in the show notes.
Thank you.
Okay, but also I'm going back now
Yes.
to so you said like it was time to go back just to s- mainly like south because like you didn't end up in Spain, so you just like wanted to go back where it was closer to your family or
Uh, well, actually, while COVID happened, I was really I can't really explain it. It was like I was really called to move to Portugal for some reason. Nothing to
Mhm.
do,
Ah,
I'm sorry,
okay.
mom, but like nothing to do with my family or
Uh-huh.
anything. It was just like I really wanted to, I don't know, I just felt like I had to be in Portugal. It was
Ah,
just,
uh-huh. I mean,
and
it's funny because in Europe, Portugal is such a hype, kinda, isn't it?
yeah, now it's a hype. When
Yeah,
I
it
moved
is.
here, everyone is like, oh my God, you're moving there. But for me, it was something like I've thought about for 2 years before I actually
Mhm.
moved to here.
Okay.
But
Oh,
then it
so it
was
was
like
on
the
your
high
mind for a
place.
long time.
Yeah, I had it on mind for like from 2020, from COVID, really, 2020, and then I made the move in 2022.
Okay.
So yeah,
And when you did the move, did you already
yeah.
have your online business?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I
Okay, so
actually
you
started in 2020 with COVID. Yeah.
okay, so you already had like work and everything. You didn't have to look
Mm,
for any of that.
no, no. That's why I think it was, I guess, easier, because my job is online. So that part, I didn't have to find a job or, do any of
Right.
that. It was, yeah, a bit easier. And I decided to move when I knew, like, I guess, like my business could sustain my lifestyle, because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, in the UK, I have contacts, I have friends, it was easier, I guess, to stay there.
Mhm.
But I just needed a change, like a place with more sun, a place with
Okay,
with
yeah, I get
other
it.
lifestyle. So I thought, okay, let's try Portugal and see what happens.
All right, was it hard to leave everything behind?
Yes, it was hard. I'm still like it is, I'm still adjusting, even though it's been almost like 2 years.
Oh, okay, right. Uh-huh.
But I feel like it was hard because you need to take out of you leave your comfort zone, right?
Mm,
You know everything, you have friends, you have a support system there, and here I don't know anyone.
right. And especially there was easy because you always had coworkers.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
now you're like self-employed and you don't have, well, you have customers, but they're not your
Yeah,
friends. Yeah.
exactly. It's not the
Yeah.
same. So I do. The good thing about where I am in Porto is that there's a lot of digital nomads, a lot of co-working
Mhm.
spaces. So I'm trying to force myself to leave the house, try to meet people,
Okay.
and that also is helping. So I already have like few people which I am always go out with.
Okay. All right. So you already made a
So
few connections.
yeah, I think with
Uh-huh.
the age it gets
It
difficult
gets
even
harder,
more.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God. I when I moved here, I was like, I didn't think it was that difficult. But but it is to make the connection with others, but also to maintain that connection.
Right. Yeah, I know.
You know?
The maintaining is sometimes the hardest part. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you do like your whatever work, and then you do other things, and
Mm.
then sometimes you not even like have 100% something in common, and then it's like hard to make conversation sometimes.
Yeah, you need to find that one thing or two things that you
Yeah.
have in common, and like, just rubbed it and like to
And
just
then
talk about that.
yes, and then don't forget to reach out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then to have that in mind, okay, I need to reach out. Or he is gonna forget about me, or like, or
Uh-huh.
maybe, and also like at least here, there's a lot of people coming and going. So you
Ah,
may have a
okay.
connection, and then suddenly, then I don't know, 3 months later, that
It's
person is gone, and
yeah.
you
Oh
need to start
no.
over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so, but I wanted to ask you,
yeah.
when you moved, did you already have an apartment? Have you all had like figured that out?
Mhm. Yeah, I found well, some people recommend me different pages to find accommodation, and
Mm,
I found one which had different apartments where are ready to go. So like they have everything like towels, bed sheets, like kitchenware, like everything just for
everything.
you to move in. So I found an apartment, which is the one I'm still in at the moment, and I got it for like only 3 months because I moved to Porto without ever being in Porto. Like I've never been
Okay.
here
Okay.
before, so I had no idea about anything.
Okay, but why did you then choose Porto? You just heard good things?
I heard really good things. A lot of my friends were like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. It's your vibe. It's a bit
Yeah.
different. Eclectic. I could say. I don't know. It
Yeah.
has really nice vibe, and everyone was like, "This is your place." And I've been in Portugal before, but not in Porto. I've been in Lisbon and other cities. So it's not the same, I have to say. But that's why I only got my apartment for 3 months because I was like, I'm gonna go there, see how it is, see if I like it. Even the area where my apartment is, I had no idea. So I just like was like, okay, I'm gonna go see and then
Yeah,
deciding if
yeah.
I wanna move. And I really liked I'm not in the center of Porto, I'm a bit far out. But I
Okay.
like that because in summer, for example, Porto is so crowded with tourists. You really
I
don't want
see.
to be in the center. So
Yeah.
for me, it's great because I'm in a residential area with families, close to the center, but also close to the beach side. So
Nice.
I'm kind of in between. So it's nice. I like it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and so you didn't bring anything with you then except your clothes?
Well, no, no, no. I brought all my things.
Ah, okay.
Because I thought, look, if I don't like, I'm really close to Spain. I can always send things to my mom, to my
Right. Okay,
parents.
sure.
So I move everything. I hire someone, a company, to like literally pick up all my boxes from UK. I'll bring
Mhm.
them here to this apartment.
Sure. They drive it?
Yes.
Mhm.
hmm So I think that was the most challenging to put all my life for 12 years in like boxes.
In boxes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and what about now? How's your Portuguese?
Good question. Well, my Portuguese is in progress. I'm going to class, like I'm going to 4 hours
Okay.
a week. I have my last exam literally this Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay. Fingers
soon.
crossed.
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm in like beginners level, like SA2. So it's really foundations of Portuguese, which is what I need to have. And for me, it's challenging because it's so close to Spanish
Right.
that my brain goes to Spanish automatically.
Okay.
Doesn't register the Portuguese, and
Yeah.
it's just hard. I'm in my class. Most of the people are English speakers, like native English. So, and I feel like for them, because it's so different, it's in my mind, it's easier.
Yeah, I guess, and I know what you mean. I mean, I have no idea if it really is. It's like, is it like almost like learning a dialect?
I guess so. Yes. Yeah, it will be because we have so many similar words and other ones that maybe mean the same or mean different things. The grammar is completely different though. So yeah, it's challenging.
Oh,
Look, I
well,
have
you
to
were like,
say, after learning Japanese was easier. Can I just say
oh
that?
my God, really? I thought like, oh, it's so easy because their languages are so similar.
I guess for how I register languages and how I learn them, for me at least, maybe for others, I don't know, but like for me, it's harder.
Okay, I got it. So for
But
some
I'm
people it might be, but for you personally, okay, I
yeah,
got it.
but I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm
And
trying, so I'm
yeah,
happy with that.
yeah, well, you're trying, and everybody's different, so
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
has their own way of learning it. Well, but it's
Mm.
good that you take classes, so you will.
Yeah. The first year, to be honest, I tried to take classes online because of work schedule. I couldn't find anything else. And I wasn't like, I just need to go to class to like a place, with people and interact. So I tried for 3 months and then I gave up. And then last year in September, I found a really good school, really good place, and then I signed up. So the first year was a
Okay.
bit like trial and error. And now I'm like, yes.
Okay. And so after your exam on
Yeah.
Wednesday, do
Yeah.
you go just to the next level?
If I want to and if I pass the exam, yes, I could go. But I honestly think I want to stay on the, I'm not gonna take the next level. I want to take like more conversation classes
Yeah.
because for me, the difficulty is to understand the listening and the speaking, getting comfortable with that. For me, I think
Yeah.
it's more important than really going to the next level and taking an exam because I don't really need that. Like, it's just a hobby for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try to go more into like conversational
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Portuguese.
I mean, isn't there like a way maybe of finding a tutor? Like
Hmm.
just a Portuguese friend you talk to?
That's what I want to do. That's my plan for like after summer. I'm gonna take the summer to the rest and chill,
Okay. And how do you
and
do this?
then
How do you find like a real
well,
Portuguese person?
I mean,
If
I do
you
have friends who are Portuguese.
okay, all right. Okay, so you can do
So
this. Them?
I can do
Uh-huh.
that. My idea is just to ask people around, even on my Portuguese class, and see if people knows someone who does Portuguese conversations or any groups, because at the end of the
Mhm.
day, it's like, word to mouth kind of thing. So I would just ask around and see. I'm sure something will come up.
Yeah. And I wanted to also go back to your what you said earlier that Porto is more your vibe. Is that so? Is
Hmm.
that true? Is this like
Yeah, I think it's like because it's a bit, I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit different. Um, it's I don't know if it's eclectic is the right word, but alternative. Okay, let's leave it there.
uh-huh.
And I really like the fact that there is so many even though Porto is not really big city, like it
Mhm.
is big, it's one of the biggest in Portugal, but Portugal is not a huge country.
Yeah.
So but it has so many things to do. Like every weekend, if I wanted, every day I could do something different. Like it's just like this weekend we have Friday is the yoga day, so there's a festival for yoga on Saturday. Sunday is a festivity here called San João, which we all go out and do fireworks and party on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Next weekend there's also another things I sign up for. So you can't get bored here.
Okay, there's always something.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Nice.
like that, to have the choice. Like I could stay home, rest, but if I want to meet new people, I have options.
Yeah, it sounds fun. It sounds really
Yeah.
great. And one of the questions that I ask,
Mm-hmm.
well, I just started asking them in the last few episodes that I recorded, but
Okay.
you kind of already gave me the answer. But it's like, what is your favorite holiday there? Is
My
this
favorite.
the one you just mentioned?
Yes, I think I just San João is like San John, I guess in English.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's like the biggest one in Portugal. And
Okay.
it's to celebrate the solstitios, like the beginning of the summer, and like it's like an all night party, normally near the beach, with fireworks, and you also throw like a balloon with like light with
Hmm.
fire, and you throw it to the sky with your wish for the next year. It's a whole thing, and then people kind of hits you in the head with like a hammer, like a plastic hammer, not a real one, okay? It doesn't hurt,
Very bloody.
but like it's like you go just there are parties everywhere. The streets are with like full of people, dancing, drinking, and like people are like literally just going with like a plastic hammer and
Okay,
like
that sounds
hitting
fun.
everyone, and you need to like, it's just fun. So
Uh-huh.
I really like that. I've never seen something like that in any country. So yeah,
So do you have that same day though in Spain?
we have the same day, but not every city actually celebrates that.
Ah, uh-huh.
So there's some places in like the coast, in the eastern side of Spain, and even like south, where they do, but it's not as big. Like it's not. It's just we do like we do like fire in the beach, and then we write our wishes or things we want to let go, and then we
Mhm.
burn them in the fire, and we jump the fire.
Okay.
Um, but that's all. Like it's something with friends that you do with your circle. It's not. It's more intimate, I guess.
I see, I see. It's not
So it's
like
different.
the whole not everybody's partying
Not
together.
everyone. Yeah, 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 exactly. Because here it's like you start like 6 p.m. In this year is Sunday, last year was Saturday, so in this case Sunday, and then you finish like 5 a.m. next day. Like it's a
Mhm.
whole night kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
And do you also have a favorite food now in Portugal?
a favorite food. Um, I don't think I have a favorite food. I mean, I have, I guess, mm, I Portugal is known for cod fish.
Ah.
So I do really like, and they cook it in different ways. Um, so I do like the dishes which are like um, cod with cream on top, which is one of the traditional ones in here in the north of
Mhm.
Portugal, like salted cod, or is yeah, salted cod with like cream on top, I guess, as a translation.
It's so weird
Uh,
to me have fish with cream, kinda.
it is well, a cream, but it's like cooked cream. It's not like
Ah, yeah, yeah,
cream.
yeah.
It's it's like
It's
with
like a cream
wine and
sauce.
cream. Yeah, exactly. Something
Okay,
like that. It's
okay.
really soft. It's not like, you don't really taste like cream. But I think I love the fish here, so I think that one's one of my favorites.
Mhm. And and do you miss anything from England
From
or from the
England.
UK?
Oh, from England, I said I miss how do I say this? I miss how respectful they are with personal space.
Uh-huh, okay.
Obviously, a lot of people says that English people are a bit colder,
Mhm.
but it's not just that. It's just like for me the fact that in Portugal, for example, I don't feel like a lot of respect with my personal space anywhere
'Cause
you
it's
go in
so
a shop.
people
Like people get
they're
really
so
close to you.
close. Mm,
Yeah,
mhm.
and sometimes I just need my space.
Yeah, so you almost feel like claustrophobic because everybody is
Exactly.
in your face.
Yes. So that's something I've really noticed, and that's something that
Uh-huh.
I miss from England. But apart from that, I feel like maybe punctuality as well. The Portuguese have one of the things that when you said, "Oh, let's meet at I don't know 5 o'clock," they don't say 5 o'clock. They said 5-ish. So you don't know exactly what time people will arrive or when will you meet them. Like you could be there around
Mm.
5, like 5:05, but maybe someone is 5:45. Still 5,
Oh, that is
right?
long. No, but that's like a long time to
I
wait for
know.
somebody.
I
Yes.
know. So, but because the pace, the lifestyle here is really, really relaxed.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things I had to get used to, which I'm liking it more, because I used to be, like, oh, I have to rush here, rush there. Oh, I need a coffee. I'm gonna get a coffee and I'm gonna have it like this, and I'm gonna go home or go wherever I need to go and take away.
Mhm.
Here, you can't rush anything. Like if
Okay.
you go and you wanna, like, I had this experience the first time. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a coffee and then go to class. I was going to my Portuguese class. I was like, okay, I'm just getting a coffee and then go. I go there, I order the coffee, and then 15 minutes later, no coffee. I was like, what is
Yeah.
happening? It was like, and there was no many people. Like it was almost empty. So like, what is happening? You know?
Did you forget me? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, and
Uh-huh.
I went there. I went to the girl. I was like, oh, do you remember I ordered this? And she says like, oh yeah, don't worry, there's no rush. I'll do it now. And I was like, but I need to go. I was like, I need to go. She's like, yeah, sure, sure, I'll do it. Don't worry. You know, like really.
Oh God. Yeah, but I would be already like, ah, you know.
I was like that inside, you know.
Yes.
I was like, why did I do that? Why did I decide to like go? I had like 20 minutes and it was almost empty. So I thought, time to
Yeah,
like
sure, that's fine. That's
grab
only
like
5 minutes to have the coffee. Yeah.
exactly where that's no. So, and I learned from that. And now, if I really have a lot of time between things, then I go and order something. But otherwise, no.
You just like hang out and wait. But like
Eh,
for example, the time for your classes when they
mhm.
start at 5, they will start at 5, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. If the class is at one time, the class starts at that time.
But
Yes,
like it's
yeah.
more for like the
For like
personal for
personal like friendships, if you go somewhere, I'm always like, oh, let's meet at 5 ish, and I'm like, yeah, but like what time is that? I'm always like, I'm the one who is
What do
like,
you mean?
what do you mean? Like if I get there 5:30, like will be alone? Is everyone there? Like what do like so my friends already know me, so they're like, okay, I'm gonna be there at this time. So I'm like, okay, okay.
Okay,
So
so
I
in the
know,
mhm,
but
and in the beginning, was it for you frustrating? Or I mean, or not even frustrating, but what did you think? I mean, I would be like angry, maybe even.
I mean, I wasn't angry. I was like frustrated, like you said, a bit like and questioning myself. Did I make a mistake? Did I understood wrong? Am I like what is happening? Is it the wrong place? Is it
Right,
like
right, right.
you question yourself a lot. So
Right.
that was more of like, am I in the wrong place? This is not, like, and then I message people and I was like, yeah, yeah, we are almost there. And I'm like, but is it here? And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, okay, great.
But
And
this is
then,
great
yeah.
that now you have like a phone and you can text, right? But I imagine like the times before everybody had a phone,
Oh
I
my
was like,
God. Yeah, that's, yeah. Now, because they're so relaxed, they don't care if they have to wait or not, or like,
Well, that is on the other side, it's really nice. If, for example, like in the restaurant, the food takes
yes.
a little bit longer.
Yes. Like when you go for, that's one of the things similar to Spain, I guess, culture. When you go for lunch, you really go for lunch. Meaning, like, you stay there
That's
for at
cool.
least 2 hours
Uh-huh.
minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's similar to Spanish culture. Like you go there with your friends, you get a starter, main desserts, and you then had a coffee, and then you have a liquor. Like it is a
Mhm.
whole thing. So it may be like 3 hours, and that's okay. So yeah. And now
Yeah.
honestly, it was good to slow down for me.
Mhm.
Like even though it was adjustment at the beginning,
Yeah.
it was an adjustment, a big one. But now I just feel like good because I'm like, okay, if I want to get a coffee, I'm gonna get a coffee. And if I'm meeting someone, I know it's not that time exactly. So if I get 15 minutes late, I get 15 minutes late, and that's okay.
Okay, okay. And do you
So
have like yeah,
yeah.
do you have other things that still frustrates you that are like culturally different that you have to get used to?
Mm, I guess, well, one of the things I surprised me, I guess not really frustrated, but surprised me, for example, when I tried to find an apartment, the things that here they don't have a washing machine inside of the house or they don't have a heating system. Those things that surprised me from where the place I live, where they all had a heating system for winter and they
But do
all
you need
had,
it?
yes,
You do. It's cold in
at
winter.
least, at least here because Porto is in the north part of Portugal,
Mhm.
you do need it. I have like a heating, like one which is like a cold air or warm air, so hot air, so
Ah, uh-huh.
an electric one. So, but normally there's a lot of places they don't have anything, and
So
it's with the humidity. Here it's really
ah,
humid.
So
So
you
in
need it also to suck out the humidity.
Mhm. And in
Hmm.
winter, maybe outside is not as cold,
But
but
inside
inside
it
the
is
house it's
cold.
freezing.
Hmm.
So I was surprised that like a lot of my friends have apartments, they don't have anything. They have to buy like electric ones that you can just put them anywhere in the house and like warm up rooms
What?
individually.
Yeah,
That's like, I don't know, new for me, I guess.
I guess. I mean, it's very like traditional. It's the wrong word, but it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like modern, right?
No, no, at all. Like it's I think Porto has lit a lot of like houses, like really old structures, really old houses and
Mhm,
architecture. So they have not renovated many of the buildings. They are doing it slowly now. You can see more that they try to renovate more and more,
mhm,
but they're like this one I am actually is new constructions when I moved in. So I was
mhm.
lucky I found a new construction, which is great. But they're really, really old buildings. So that's why there's no many.
And in summer, do they at least are they built to keep it cool a little bit? Or are they
No,
also like brutally hot?
they're really hot.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, they are really. Yeah.
Because I always say, like
Uh,
in Europe, they know how to build houses, because I always complain about the building structures here. Like everything
oh,
is
really?
made of wood and it's so
Oh,
hot and the windows are
yeah.
so old and there's like no insulation.
Mm,
But
that's
but
one
it
of the things in Porto. There's no insulation. It's
oh
really bad.
no.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, for example, when I was in the UK, I think apart like they all have carpets, all the house got carpets, so it was
Mhm.
great for winter. And in summer, it wasn't as hot as
It
to need an
wasn't, right.
aircon or anything. So it was great. It was perfect. Humid, but it's normal. It's how the country is, a
Yeah.
humidity. But it was great for like summer and like winter, great. But here, the insulation, well, this one is new. Like I said, it's a new building, so it's a bit better, but I know because of my friends' houses, it's not good.
Yeah, but you know what? So the first time when we moved here, I'm in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first place where we moved in, it was like a really old house. It was like, I mean, not really old, but for American standards, it was like 100-year old. And I think it had like original windows.
Mm,
It was like,
yeah.
it was not renewed at all. And it's also very humid here,
Mm-hmm.
and our clothes inside the house, they got moldy. Like I
Really?
like
Oh, wow.
the our backpacks that were just like
Yeah.
hanging on the wardrobe
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't used them in a while. When I lifted them from the wall, the whole back, everything was like covered in
Ooh.
mold.
Oh, wow.
Because the AC, it was also I don't know, like 30 years old or something. There was an
God.
AC, but it was old and not working well, so it also couldn't keep up with the humidity. So I
Oh, that's
wonder.
bad. It's not
Yeah,
that bad.
that's
I
not that
don't feel
bad,
it is
okay.
that bad. No, 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 no. I don't know
Uh-huh.
anyone who has like mold issues like that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know
Yeah.
or like when I or in the beginning also, because I hang up my clothes on the
Mm-hmm.
clothesline,
Yeah.
and sometimes they didn't get dry even after days, it's
You put
like
them, do you hang them inside or outside the house?
inside.
Inside. Okay, that's the same in
Uh-huh.
the UK. In the UK, there are no houses, or at least our house didn't have anything for outside, so we had
Uh-huh.
to hang them inside of the house as well.
Yeah,
And
and it didn't
they
get
don't
like
dry.
dry.
No, it just takes days to
And I'm
dry,
like,
and
"Oh my
just
God, this
yeah.
already starts smelling. It does
Mm,
not smell fresh anymore. I
yeah.
want to put it back in the washer right away."
Yeah, that's true. Here, the good thing in at least in my apartment is like I can hang it outside. I have a little
That's good.
garden.
Yes.
We can put it outside. We have a dryer as well. If we don't want to wait to dry, we
Mhm.
can just put it in the dryer and it dries. So there are more options here. But I remember in the UK it was the same. It took like 4 days for something to dry. It was just oh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And in the UK, you probably it rains on top of the clothes as
Oh
well.
my God, yes. That's why there's no place to put outside because
You're
there's no
right.
point,
There's
you
no
know?
point. True. True.
Oh my God.
Um, but do you miss anything from Spain?
From Spain, I think obviously my family. I
Yeah.
think like the people there. But apart from that, because at the moment I feel like Portugal, obviously we have a lot of different cultural things, but it's really close to how Spain is.
Mhm.
People kind of the same, some differences, but like similar. Food is great as well as in Spain. So I don't really miss anything from
Mhm.
Spain
Oh, so
apart from
you are gone for so long.
yeah, exactly. I've been like, and I go a lot to Spain because now I'm really close. Like I was
Right.
there last week,
I see.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
and in April as well, and Christmas as well. So like, I go there every 2 or 3 months. So
Okay. Oh, yeah, that is a lot. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, but also, but is it for you when you go there, you have like a certain stop that you always do? When I go back to Germany, there's always like
yeah.
one store that I go to.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course, there's
I
always
don't miss it, but like if I'm there, I go.
yeah, of course, there's always that restaurant or that shop that if I
Mhm.
go, I will always go there.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. But same if I go to like if I go back to the UK now, I know where I will go buy some things, that I like,
Yeah.
or that cookies, or that chocolate, or that thing that I miss from that country.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let me just check my questions real quick.
Yeah.
Um, what would you say was the biggest struggle for you?
The biggest struggle, I think, when I moved to Porto, for me, is the language.
Mhm.
Just because even though I have to say I was really surprised for um how good is the English in Portugal. Like a
Mhm.
lot of people speak English. Like if I compare to Spain, in Portugal, a lot of people speaks really good English. Which that's been really helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, but when going to do some like more bureaucracy paperwork, going to the council, going to sign up to to the doctors or, things like that, they don't have that English or they didn't, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
all in Portuguese. And my Portuguese, it was like more at the beginning. It wasn't there. I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
So I was always like a bit anxious to go to do anything. I was going with my translator. I was like, with
Yeah.
things written down, like,
Uh-huh.
trying to like work through that process.
Yeah.
And and they were really nice. They always try to like I always tell them, please can you like speak slowly. And like, at the beginning it was okay, and then
Mhm.
they keep going really fast because they forget
Right.
and like so I think for me that's been the most challenging is always the language. And also when some of the things you can't do them in person, you have to do it over the phone.
Oh, yeah, that is
That's
hard.
even worse, at least for
Mhm.
me. That's like when I can't see the person and I can't like really communicate because over the phone is so challenging.
Mhm.
I think that was like,
But what
yeah.
did you do? I mean, because you are a European citizen, but you
Hmm.
had to go and register.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
do certain steps and register as a European Union citizen, get a different like go to your area, like wherever you live, you have like a little like council thing where you need to register where with your address, your name, where you
Sure.
live now, where you move there, and then you need to go to the doctors and see which area, which doctor office is yours based on the area where you live. But
Ah,
then
okay.
do they have enough doctors for people? Do you need to go far? Where are they sending you?
Okay.
And
Oh,
there's
so
a
that
lot of like numbers, like national insurance number, the doctor's number, the this number that you need to actually get.
I
So
get
there
it.
is a lot to do, even though I don't need a visa and I don't need anything.
Right.
Yeah,
But were you aware of that before you moved? That the language is so different?
I knew. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I did knew, and I was okay with that. Like I don't mind. I just knew I'm gonna be uncomfortable and I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna be like a bit stressed during the first, I guess, 3 months because it's when you start adjusting to a place. But I had a similar experience when I lived in Japan. I had to do a lot of more paperwork even in Japan, and that was even more challenging
Mm-hmm.
because at least here in Portuguese, I even if I can't understand what you're saying, if I can see it in writing, I understand everything.
Right, right. Yes.
But Japanese wasn't that
No, you
at
know.
all,
Yeah.
you know? So after that experience in Japan, I think that was like a high, level of anxiety in some cases. Portuguese, it didn't seem that bad.
Yeah. Okay. So you already like, okay, I made the experience. I'll do it again.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like to be out of my comfort zone. I feel like I learn more about myself, when I do that.
Yes. And also, I mean, you get over it. You only have to do that registration part like one
Yeah,
time, right?
true.
It's
Yeah. Then forget about it.
yeah, exactly. Um, and do you have plans of going somewhere else or
Well, at the moment, I
staying?
know I'm gonna stay here for another year.
Okay.
So I have like my lease agreement is until the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
So at least one more year in Porto. Then I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay. I think I may be going somewhere, but I don't know. I have no idea where.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
do you always make well, not because you said like the first time you it took you 2 years, or you had it, you were playing around
Hmm.
in your mind for 2 years,
Yeah.
and
But now I feel like because I was more playing around with it just because I had to move everything after 12 years and also because I was just starting with my business
mm-hmm.
and I wasn't sure if my business would be able to sustain me because at that
Yeah,
moment when I started with my business I was still having a full-time job.
yeah,
So I was, juggling with both
yeah,
and
yeah,
being like,
yeah.
what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, but I mean, that's just
Which
like the
is,
smart way to do it, because at least
yeah,
like you have a secure way of income when you on your job. You never
exactly.
know what to expect.
Yeah, so that's why I think also it took me so like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw that, okay, this is good, this is, it's a stable as stable as it can be your own boss, but like when I felt secure and I felt like, financially I could do it, even in the worst case scenario, like what could happen? Can I actually do it? I saw that it was possible. And then it's when I was like, okay, let's do
Yeah, yeah.
it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and now it's like, oh yeah, my business is going okay. I
Yeah.
can do wherever I can go wherever I want.
Yeah, exactly. This
Yeah.
was like a trial, one of the things of like, let's see what happens. Can I do it? Oh, actually, it worked. Actually, I can do it. Well, I can keep doing it if I want to.
Yeah. How long are
Yeah.
you doing a business now? Since COVID,
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah, exactly. I started the end of 2020. So
Because like
almost 4 years.
because like hotels, yeah, they did. That was not the best place to be employed in COVID, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I left the hotel before COVID. But
Uh-huh.
when it was in COVID, I was actually working for the UK government, and I
Uh-huh.
was
Uh-huh.
working organizing like online and offline courses for the government. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
had a
already
different one.
something similar what you're doing now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
something
Oh,
similar. Yes.
yeah.
At
Oh,
the
it's
end of the
fun.
day, it's like what I do now is a mixture of, everything I learn everywhere.
Uh-huh. That's good. All
Yeah,
right. I think I got all my questions.
amazing.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Of course, thank you for giving me a platform and an opportunity to share my story.
Yeah, it was a great story. Thank
Yeah, thank
you.
you.